I told her I've never seen or heard any of this, but she claims I sleep through it all.
Oh my god! What? Hold on. This is about the cats?
This is about the cats.
You know, he could have just set up like a fucking Paranormal Activity camera.
Wait,
this
did you
could
think
be
this was like a
ghosts.
cheating thing or something? No, this is about the cats.
What do you think I think it was about?
I don't know. Hello and welcome to Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast. I'm your host Philip and I'm here with my co-partner Nave. Each pod we play through a cooperative experience, then relay to you, the listener, this game is a criminal or criminal co-op, or something better off playing solo. Hey Nave, what's poppin'?
It seems like something is always wrong over here in Nave's camp.
Oh yeah, what's wrong this week?
Yeah, well, I went to those concerts, which was great and super fun. I saw 3 concerts last week. Took my dad out to see this stoner band called All Them Witches, which is a cool, laid back. You know, we just kind of chilled, drank a few IPAs. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Listening to stoner rock. Then on Friday and Saturday, I went and saw. On Friday, I saw Born of Osiris and these bands, Traitors and Extortionist. Got to turn my phone off. So at that show, it's at a really, really tiny venue. Which, Philip, did you see these pictures I posted?
I saw that you posted a whole bunch, but I didn't actually look at them.
Go look at how close I am. It's called the 89th Street Collective, and actually I don't know what it's called anymore. I'm pretty sure it's the name still. But it is tiny, and you can get in their face. So I was like fist bumping the guitarists and shit. You know, it's a really small venue.
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like you're at the stage.
But because it's like super small, I don't know. The crowd just seems to get a lot more rowdy. Every time I'm there, the crowd is crazy. So in the mosh pit, I got creamed. Like, I don't know if it was a shoulder. It wasn't an elbow or anything. Something real solid. You know what I mean?
Is this the one that has the 7-year-old girl on stage too?
Yeah, on the opening band, there was a 7-year-old like dancing on stage with the singers. That was really cool. Yeah, so I got checked really hard, and now my teeth have been hurting for days.
Did you hit him on the concrete or like?
No, it was either someone's like leg or their shoulder or arm. Like, it wasn't a sharp part of their body. You know, it wasn't a knee, It wasn't an elbow, it wasn't a fist. It was something firm. But I don't know if I hit them and that's what hit it, or I clacked my teeth together. You know what I mean? From the collision.
Oh, the clock will get you.
It's been pretty severe. Like, up there in the worst pain I've felt in years. I went to the next concert, which was Knocked Loose and Loathe. And then some fucking guy with the opening band, they had an electric banjo. So they were rocking out on, it just sounded like a guitar until he turned the distortion off, and then it sounded all banjo-y. Yeah, that was a great show, but I couldn't enjoy it for 80% of the time. I was really there for Loathe, and the whole time Loathe was playing, I was in agony, like abject pain.
Was the music like rattling your jaw?
Yeah, it was horrible. And I was buying water, which it was like $7 a water. I was buying water just to have something cold in my mouth, because the alternative was what I just left. Like, I couldn't, like, for the opening banjo band, for halfway through the set, I just went outside and just sat on the fucking curb for a while. And even being out there, the vibrations were still making my head throb. Like, I was, like, actually seeing stars. Like, that is not an exaggeration. It was terrible. But by the time, so I just kept drinking water and, like, holding it in my mouth in that one spot. And eventually it stopped hurting so bad. And by the time Knocked Loose came on, they were, like, two-thirds of the way through their set. And I'm like, I might leave early, because I like Knocked Loose. They're cool. I was really here for Loathe. And also, I'll beat the people back. And I'm still kind of hurting a little bit. And the guitarist was like, everyone, like, the lights came on. He was like, everyone, look at the person next to you. I am not fucking with you right now. I need you to push them right now. I need you to push them. And then everyone, it was like an entire venue was moshing at once. And I was like, well, I can't leave now. So I started fucking moshing then, like, just pushing up towards the stage. Yeah. And, the adrenaline was great. It's like, okay, I got through like another song and a half, but when the adrenaline started wearing off, I was in so much extra pain, dude. Holy fucking shit. And so I came home, got some McDonald's, because I was like, I need something soft. Like chicken nuggets, I could probably chew twice and then swallow. I couldn't even do that. Like, my face is so swollen. Like, you can kind of tell that I'm a little swollen, right?
Yeah.
Like, just how my lip kind of goes down. But it's like, my teeth were so swollen that when I close my mouth, that side of my mouth closes first. Like, and there's still like an inch of gap between the right. So I couldn't even chew. So I was like chewing with the front of my mouth, trying to chew these fucking chicken nuggets up. I ate like 4 and went straight to sleep. Like, I was like, I don't know what to do.
Aww.
And I lost track. I was eating those, like, you know, what are those pills, like aspirins or whatever? Like, they're like knockoff aspirins.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's aspirin. It's whatever you take for like toothaches, for like inflammation. And I think I lost track. I might have taken too many because I was feeling that pain in the liver. I was like, ooh, something feels not great. I think I took a little bit too much of that.
Yeah, liver pain is probably not great.
Yeah. So I went to sleep. I was like, hopefully I wake up. And then I woke up and I'm doing a lot better.
Up.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Man, it sucks. And then I was like, I got to go home and put ice on my face. I don't have ice. So, because I put my water in a pitcher in the fridge, so I never need ice.
The fridge pitcher.
Yeah, but that was fine. The fridge water, that was ice would have been better. Fridge water's fine because it's super cold. I've had a rough go. But I also got to see some awesome bands and take probably the Born of Osiris pictures are probably some of the best photos at a concert I've ever taken because of the whole time. Because when I got hurt during Traitors, which was the band before Born of Osiris, and I was like, okay, no more moshing. I'm just gonna only take pictures for Born of Osiris, and I was already like right at the front, so it was pretty cool.
Sounds like you had a pretty good week besides your injuries and liver.
Yeah. It's fucking agonizing. I've also been playing a lot of games, though.
Oh, yeah. See that? Your list is massive. And this week, we'll go into it right now. This week, we're going to be talking about Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged TM. Well, the TM's after Unleashed. But before we get there, let's just check in with the games we've been playing this week. Nave, what have you been playing?
So, I started Psychonauts 2 last week because I needed to get away from Red Dead's depression. And I ended up beating it. All of these games except for the last one I beat. So I don't have to say that over and over again. But yeah. I beat Psychonauts 2. It's really good. So I have that little tier list. Do you remember the little tier list?
Yeah, your list of tiers. I don't think, did you share it in the chat?
I was going to, but as soon as I posted it, Nick immediately replied in the chat to it. And I was like, I'm not going to post it again because I don't want Nick to see it. Nick
you don't want him to see it again. You're like, oh, you're double posting?
Yeah, you fucking bastard. But so I threw Psychonauts 2 at the top of A. So it is my number 1 A game right now. I also went through and beat Ravenlok because Ravenlok left Game Pass. So literally I beat Ravenlok the day it left Game Pass. I was like, I gotta beat it in one sitting. I ended up getting all the achievements. It's a cute little game. It's kind of like Zelda, like the older Zeldas, you know what I mean? I had a lot of like Ocarina of Time feelings when I was playing. It was very nostalgic. It was super easy. I never died. I didn't even get close to dying ever. And
I never die.
Yeah, it was very, very simple. But it's a cool game, and the aesthetic is really cool. It's one of those games where do you remember what was that game they made before the Ravenlok people? It was no Echo Generation.
That's it.
Dude, that name sucks. I've never in my life remembered that name. I always forget it, and I'm going to forget it again. But Echo Generation looks really cool, like, the whole way through. This game looks like shit at the beginning, and I was surprised. But the game, as you play, gets more and more fucking awesome. Like, there are so many really cool areas. It was to the point where, like, every time I was about to leave an area, I was, like, excited. Like, actually, like, oh, I wonder what the next area is going to look like. Because it's like every time you go to the next screen, it's like a different kind of biome. It's really cool. But
yeah, I think I own this game too. Or did you say it was Game Pass?
It was in Game Pass for a year. It just left. But I think it's only like $15, and I think it goes on sale. So it's one of those cheap indie games. It only took me like 4 hours to beat and get all the achievements. So, but I'm a professional gamer, so your time's been very good.
Pro gamer life.
Okay, so I also just finished today Unicorn Overlord.
You finished it?
Oh yeah.
That's a meaty game, right? Like,
oh yeah.
You probably sunk some hours into it.
I think I have 36 hours in it. I have 44 hours in it. That was a little off.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, but I did get all the achievements. So I think I beat the game at 36 hours, and then the rest of the time was me fucking off getting all the achievements. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the game is awesome. I fucking love it. And so, yeah, I threw Ravenlok into... It's at the top half of B for me for the games this year. And then when I rated Unicorn Overlord, it was difficult because I wanted to put it in A. I did put it in A. But I didn't know where to put it because I didn't know if I liked it more than Red Dead Redemption or not, like the first one. And so I went ahead and said I did. Because I was looking back on it, if I hadn't played Red Dead Redemption this year, I probably would be like, oh, absolutely, this is worse than Red Dead. But now that I played it again, it annoyed me more than I had fun. You know what I mean? Like, the gameplay in Unicorn Overlord is great. By the way, I was skipping all the cutscenes at the end of the game. Like, the last, third. Yeah, the last third of the game.
You were becoming king or whatever you do in that game. You were the Unicorn Overlord.
The problem is that everyone has like 5 minutes in the spotlight and then it just moves on to the next guy. And so it's like, I'm like, I want to talk about the witch. Why can't the witch be more involved in anything? But like, you can't do that because there's literally like 80 characters. And then you're also buying mercenaries and you get to name them and make custom mercenaries and shit. It's like, it's not enough. Not enough intrigue for me. Like, I don't know. I just didn't care about the main character either because he's just a vanilla character that you're supposed to insert yourself into, you know? So, I don't know. It was a good game. It was fun in a power wash simulator kind of way where I got 100% of the map uncovered and I did all the missions. I found all the treasures. I did all the little things. So that was really cool. If you like tactics games, Unicorn Overlord's fucking tight. I don't know if I spent full price on it, but I think most people, $40 is a great price for this game. You'll get a lot of value out of
a lot
that
of game for that $40.
So now that I'm done with Unicorn Overlord, I'm kind of bouncing around, and so I decided to go with Vanquish because
you weeb trash.
It's so fucking interesting. Like I don't think I've ever beaten this game, but I've picked it up like 5 times. Like, I've probably purchased this game like 5 or 6 times. So I realized I own the 360 backwards compatible version and the remastered version. And I own it on Steam. And I think I owned it physically on Xbox 360. I might have even owned it on PlayStation 3. I don't know. So it's like, dude, I keep buying this game and like not beating it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. But I did make the odds against me because I put it on hard right away because I'm an MLG gamer. Well,
this game, it's not fair.
Fucking hard, bro. Holy shit!
I played it on normal, and that was hard for me.
Dude, the first boss, I died like 7 or 8 times on, and it keeps track of your deaths.
Yes,
it at the end of each area, it is like, it goes, here's your score, here's how many kills you got, here's how many people you revived, here's how many times you died. And so now I'm keeping an eye on that. I'm like, I'm so happy that it's reminding me I've died 23 times and I'm not in Act 2 yet. So happy. But that's what I was playing just now. And I realized it's not good for my teeth. Because I am like clenched up sometimes when I'm playing this game. Like,
dude, when you're
sometimes you're like,
like,
dude, I ran up to pick somebody up and a grenade landed at my feet, but I was still in the animation. I was like, ah! And I dashed away, and then I dashed into another grenade and blew up, which made me fly in the fucking air for a second. And when I got back up, I shot some bullets, and then I saw more bullets come at me, so I dodged backwards into another guy who's like, I'm gonna punch you, and I'm like, no, punch him back, punch him back. I'm like, fucking God. Dude.
Which, to your listeners at home, if you're unfamiliar with what Vanquish is it Capcom that does it?
It's the Platinum. I don't know who published it, but Platinum made it. It's the guys who made Bayonetta.
Yeah, so it's Bayonetta's sci-fi shooter samurai game or ninja game.
It's like they were looking at America and seeing Gears of War and Halo, and they're like, make that, but Japanese.
Yeah.
We can do that. What's manly about us? And then now he's like flying through the air, grabbing a missile, throwing it back down into the fucking barrel of the missile, following the missile into the barrel, then jumping out the side for no reason. And I'm like,
he has like an Iron Man suit. That's like the whole premise, is that they have like nanotechnology or something, nanoweave technology.
It's literally What If Master Chief Japanese.
Yeah.
That's it. And so he talks nonstop. His helmet comes off every 10 seconds so he can smoke a cigarette. He's always there's even lines that are like, so instead of I need a weapon, the guy's like, I'm gonna need a bigger weapon. And he's like, Shit like that.
Game's good. I beat it for my 100 games. That was one of the titles I played.
Yeah, I'm in Act 1. I think I'm at the end of Act 1. I just beat another boss. The boss that... No, it wasn't a boss. It was just a big thing that came out of the ground and shot a bunch of people out. Man, it's really fun. You die right away in hard, dude. Like, you fucking die so fast.
Eventually you get... I feel like you get like a way to regenerate your armor through sliding or something, if I remember correctly. So it's like you need to like do damage and then slide a lot. And so like you live longer if you just keep sliding is basically how it comes down to.
What's funny is that I'm constantly dodging, and when you dodge, you do like a fucking flip, whatever direction you're going. And I did that a lot in Bayonetta as well. So like I'm doing every now and then I'll have like a weird universe confluence with Bayonetta where I'm seeing fragments of that game for some reason. But dude, it's so funny, and I don't really remember a whole lot. Because I played it on Steam along with that other game, not Bionic Command. What was that other game that's like this? That 360 game? No, what? It's literally just like Vanquish, except a lot slower. Binary Domain. That's
never heard of it. That's not a real game.
You haven't? I've played it last year, I think. I might buy this game for you because it is backwards compatible.
Oh god, this is probably gonna be trash, huh?
Dude, it
looks
great
so
trash.
bad.
It is great trash, dude. I might play this again this year. Like, just looking at the fucking images.
It looks like an Alien game we played almost.
So the cool thing about this game is that the robot you're killing robots, but their body parts fly apart. But also something that I forgot about. This is made by the guys who made Yakuza.
Yeah, I was looking at that the raw Rengetsu whatever. I was like, oh, those are the
Ryuga Gotoku. Yeah, Yakuza guys. That's probably why I hold this in such a soft spot in my heart.
They get a pass for this one.
But dude, the fucking story is so stupid, and then suddenly it's like all the fucking difficult questions of humanity all at once, and you're just like, whoa. Like, we're getting real philosophical, and then it goes back to being real stupid.
The Metal Gear, so I gotcha. All right, but I mean, those games sound like you're actually hitting some gold this year. Like, it's surprising, because this is really different from, I feel like, what you were playing before, or like last year anyways.
Yeah, I don't remember what I played last year.
Yeah, but you're playing some gold.
Yeah, I don't know what's gotten into me. Well, last year I was trying to chase like the newer games. Now I'm still buying a few of the new games, but I'm really just playing backlog. And even stuff that's not on my... Like Psychonauts 2, had no reason to play it again. I just was like, that sounds cool. I'm just following my heart.
I mean, it's a good game, especially once you start like getting back the old man's memories.
Yeah, it's very sad.
I forgot his name. Like Floyd or something. Lloyd.
No, it's fuck. What is his name? I don't know. What it is.
The guy we're talking about. Scruffy.
The guy likes bacon.
Anyways, for my games I've been playing this week, I pretty much only no-lifed Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, or Ritual of the Moon. I don't remember the title. The one on Xbox.
Why are you even playing it if it's getting co-op?
I mean, I don't know what the co-op mode is going to be like. I doubt it's going to be the full story co-op. But yes, they hit their final Kickstarter goal, which was something like asynchronous Dark Souls online multiplayer or something like that. And they said, we're not going to do that. We're going to do co-op. And so now apparently there's going to be a co-op update for Bloodstained, a game that came out, 6 years ago or whatever. But Nave, if this game does become co-op, we have to play it. And you should just play it anyways if you're looking for good games. Because after you can get the first ending, because there's multiple endings. You can get the first ending within 4 hours. And you're like, okay, that's a solid gaming experience. But then if you want the true ending, it's another 12 hours of gameplay to get the true ending. And that's where it feels like when you play Dark Souls 1 and it's which bosses are pretty much optional and how you can skip a lot of big sections of the game with the stupid catacomb jump and shit like that. It's all of a sudden you have to do I'm going to do a 100% full clear. By the end of the game, I'm going to have 99% of the map cleared, which I did. And also, I played this game in full Japanese, too. It's my 6th game to complete in Japanese this year. I'm trying to get a full 12, one each month. And it's a banger. Definitely recommend it. Oh, and story, as far as me actually comprehending Japanese, story is pretty simple. Angels and demons and that type of stuff.
Is it simple because you you just didn't understand a lot of it, so you had to fill in the blanks, and you
I'm
just filled
pretty
it in
sure
with...
I could keep track of what was happening.
Okay. Oh, I believe you.
No,
I believe you, Philip. It's okay.
Okay. No, but at first I was confused whenever I got the first ending because I'm like, what about all these plot points that just didn't get resolved? There was a samurai that we encountered. Does he just not matter? And then it was like, keep playing for the true ending. And I'm like, oh, I gotta replay it because slight spoilers or whatever. Like, there's a character that you think is the final boss. He's not the final boss, and you'll figure out why as you play. Yeah. Surprise. But yeah, it only takes 13 hours or so to get the full ending. Good game, definitely recommend it. And it put me in a weird state after I beat it though, because then I'm like, I didn't have another game to go to, because like I rebooted up Ni no Kuni 2, and it's back to fantasy plotting adventure walking around. I'm like, I left this game for Bloodstained because I wanted some action.
It's precisely why I jumped from Unicorn Overlord to Vanquish. I was like, I need as much action as possible. And I'm flipping through my games, and I get to Vanquish, and I immediately was like, that's the one. That's the one. Go.
Yeah, and so I come back to it, I'm like, God, this is so slow. I can't do this. And then I'm like, but I also really enjoy that. Maybe I got more Castlevania. And I looked, and I had one of the Draculas installed. The 3D Castlevanias, yeah.
Yeah,
I play as Dracula in the future.
Dude, I played one, and they're just like, they're like ripping off God of War PlayStation 2 games.
Yes,
but
that's it.
You can't stream those. I don't know why, and that's why I didn't play it, because I was like, I want to play this, but I can't stream it, so why the fuck would I?
So weird.
I have no idea why. It's literally completely region blocked. It's cool because there are some games that are like that. Final Fantasy X had 2 cutscenes that were completely stream blocked. So it would just go to like the waiting menu, the screen, so that I'm watching like these 2 different cutscenes play out. And it's one of them's whenever Titus kisses Yuffie, and the other one is the end of the game. And so it's so weird. Yeah, it's like
that is real weird.
Because it's like, don't want anyone to know Titus gets with Yuna. I said Yuffie, but Yuna. But it's like they're on
the cover. They hold hands.
Yeah, it's like they fucking are clearly the romantic, like whatever.
Oh yeah, turns out everybody's making hints. Old God, what's his name? Rex from Mass Effect, like romance Rex.
Yeah, but he's infertile.
He's infertile. That's fine. Shepard's a clone, anyways.
Yeah, that's a plus for some people, too.
All right, but yeah, Bloodstained is real good. It's completely put me off any other game, though, because I finished it yesterday, and then I just scrambled through like 5 different titles, launching them, realizing I don't feel like playing this. It's like I boot up Dead Space Remake, and I'm like, yeah, not feeling it. I boot up Ni no Kuni, I'm like, there's nothing here for me. I boot up stupid 3D Dracula, and I'm like, oh, this is just... what was the game, the other God of War Zelda knockoff?
Oh, are you talking about Darksiders?
Darksiders, yeah, like this is just Darksiders.
That is in my list of things too. In the back of my head, I'm like, I never beat the second one.
I don't even remember. I might have beaten the second one. I think I did. I'm not sure.
I think the third one's like a looter shooter Dark Souls like game.
No,
I think they went full on.
That is the spin-off series. Because they made a spin-off that's, I think, based on the first 2 dudes. Because the first one you play is like War. The second one, you're Death. And then they made one where it's like a buddy cop thing where War and Death are in like a looter shooter, and it's an Xbox arcade title. And then they have the third one where you play as Wrath, I think, or whatever.
It must be.
Yeah. Is it Wrath?
Who's the other one? I don't...
Okay, there's Famine, Death,
yeah, it's
War,
definitely not Famine.
And Pestilence? Is that a thing? I don't. We could easily
Google
word. This. Yeah. But let's not.
My hand is not on my keyboard.
Yeah. But anyways, those games, it's not hidden for me. It's going to take me a minute to figure out what I want to play. I keep looking at Friends of Mineral Town again, the Harvest Moon game or whatever. I'm thinking maybe I'll just go back and farm. I need something slower paced than Ni no Kuni, I guess.
That seems so slow paced.
Yeah, it's like, let's play Stardew Valley again.
Yeah, it's so weird because I have like this fucking giant list now of while I'm driving, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to play this, and then I'll just write it down in the list, and I'm just hoping that I get around to it. Like Soma was one of those games I was thinking of when you're like slow paced. I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of want to play Soma, but I did just fucking sleep through Unicorn Overlord. So.
Well, I mean, it doesn't waste your time in Soma.
It's short, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I was looking at
Vanquish isn't that long
Scorn again, and I'm like, has it been long enough I can go back to Scorn?
Yeah, maybe. I want a lot of time between the first playthrough of Scorn. I want to change as a person. I want to have
I'll
be
check
a
it back in
place.
5 years.
Yeah.
The BioShock 1 situation. All right. I mean, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Let's just go right into our news and updates section. In Nave, we have news. Well, I mean, Nave, did you buy anything first?
Huh? No.
Okay, good. We have news. Nave, we got our first strike from X, or Twitter.
Oh my God. I don't want to talk about this.
I want to talk about this. Specifically, you have violated their rules of hateful conduct. Were you conducting yourself in a hateful manner? Did you have hate in your heart?
Yeah, I was bullying console warriors.
All right. Well, that's the Twitter corner. Next up, our patron section, which I did not pull up our patron list. Berserker Disc, KO Cappy, Mr. Quang, Insane Cracker, Nick and Knight, and the Intergalactic Pinecone. Thanks for all your support. And dear listeners, if you want to support us in fun Nave's hate tweets, why don't you swing over to our Patreon? Which, Nave, I do got to point out one other thing. Nick messaged me and told me to finish Attack on Titan. And I think the problem was like we stopped, I think like 5 episodes from the end. And me and Jana just didn't watch it for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, things are just too sad at this point. Things pop back up like the next episode. We were just on a down note whenever we quit, and we just didn't want to go back. It's like quitting on a loss type deal. So, Nick, we have gone back and since watched like 3 episodes. We got like 2 left. And it looks like everything may work out. Kind of. Possible genocide. Oh my God, another thing.
Probable.
Nave, have you seen the Jewish Knuckles thing now?
What? No.
Okay, so you know Knuckles the Echidna.
Yeah.
Famous sidekick to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. Did you see that Shadow the Hedgehog's going to be voiced by Keanu Reeves?
No, that's funny though. That's real good.
I'm like, oh man, maybe I have to watch a Sonic movie now.
Dude, the movies are not terrible.
I bet. I mean, I bet they're fine. I didn't hear that they were terrible.
No. But anyways, Knuckles got his own mini-series that's like 8 episodes or something on like Max or something like that. I don't even know or maybe Amazon. Anyways, he is like staying with a family and they're like, oh, what happened to your family? And he's like, my whole tribe was eradicated by giant owls and I'm one of the few survivors or whatever.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah, my tribe has been decimated. And then the mom or whatever the family's like, we come from a tribe that's also been decimated or something like that. He's honorary Jewish or something like that. And of course, all the comments are like, this is in reference to Palestine and this is trying to garner, good feelings for the Jewish community or whatever. And the writers are clearly Jewish. And I'm like, God, why does it have to? It's a funny talking animal. He's a rat.
You say he's a rabbit?
Yeah, he's an echidna. He's like a red echidna or whatever.
I don't even know what that means.
It's one of the marsupials found in Australia, I think.
Oh, so it's a fucking monstrosity?
Yeah, pretty much. And he has dreads, though, which is cool.
Yeah, Knuckles is the coolest.
He is the
I remember
coolest
whenever you played him in like the adventure games and his levels had like rap playing in the background. I felt so cool.
God, I saw another video. It's like which characters in the Sonic franchise get the N-word pass. And they're like, Knuckles
definitely does.
Definitely.
It's 1,000,000%.
And it's so funny. He's like, Tails,
and that crocodile.
No, never. Yes, the crocodile. He's like, look, he's got a gold chain on. And I'm like,
does he have a gold chain? No fucking way. I don't remember that. He does have a gold chain. I just remembered his face. I just look at him. He's got headphones on.
He gets the pass.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's enough Twitter today. Next, we can go into the Am I the Asshole section. Time for us to go online and assist gamers in need to find out if they really are the assholes or not. Nave, I have gotten some winners in this category.
Really?
I found one that's so incredible that I have to bring it up. I do have to warn you, though, that there might be a bit of a reference to possible mental illness in this.
What?
But if you look past that, it's a great time.
What are you saying? What are you trying to say?
No, well, I guess I'm warning you and the listener that, hey...
you were calling me mentally ill, which I am. But
like, we don't make fun of people with mental illnesses if we can help it. Or not on purpose, type deal. But here you go.
What is this? What happened to the Am I the Asshole sheet?
Oh, I mean, we still have the asshole sheet. But it's been expanded as I've started actually grabbing the text in case it gets deleted.
There's only one thing on there. Oh, no. What the fuck did you do? That number 5 is enormous. I thought that was it. Oh.
No, okay.
What is this? What is an F? Do you see this?
What, F in chat? Or what?
Oh, you're copying them and... Philip.
What?
Make it to where... I gotta edit all this out. Make it to where it bleeds through. So you don't see how ginormous they are?
Well, I mean, you can just shrink the boxes down.
I'm looking through the fucking things and I don't know what the word would be.
There, see, I sized them all the same now.
Oh, it looks so good now. Look at you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I fucking made a problem about this.
It's funny because I've actually dealt with this issue with my game log because all my art is not the same size because some of them I could find tiles for and other ones are literally just game cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the sizes suck.
Because I remember you talking about the colors too and everything. Like the Nintendo has different reds.
Oh, dear fucking Nintendo.
Which, by the way, another thing was going on was like the Dreamcast color. Do you remember the Dreamcast?
Oh my god.
What color was the swirl?
Oh, the swirl should be purple. Yeah. Light purple.
What? Are you fucking with me?
Is that not it?
No.
Is it green?
No.
Is
what
it
are
red?
you talking? Okay, he doesn't know what the... Never mind. Look off.
I never owned a Dreamcast.
He's just guessing. The whole thing was that it's orange or red, and it was red or orange. I don't remember.
Depending
and we're Bernstein Bears. Yeah, everyone's confused about it.
I'm just now looking at this guy because I didn't check. There's actually updates to this one. So this is a full-on cycle.
This is a saga.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to go into this?
Letters. Go into what?
Go
what
into
the
full saga.
Are?
Yeah, with the updates.
Let's do a little thing.
All right.
I don't think I can read this, though.
No.
My fucking mouth hurts too much.
I can handle this. This is a lot of reading. Okay, also, got to be upfront with this one. The only reference to gaming in this is fan fiction. Just got to put that up front because it's buried in there, and I might not call attention to it whenever we get there. All right. So, am I the asshole for fake sleeping all night to see if my wife is lying?
Great. Break up. Like, you gotta go get a divorce.
Okay. The past couple of months.
Wait, hold on. There was this fucking video I saw where this lady was like, "Hey, ladies, it's about to be summer, so if you want to figure out where your man is," and she cut open the tongue of his like Jordans, put an air tag in there, and then stitched it back up with the same color. She's like, "You got to use the same color, so like either black or the same color." And then like watch, she could see the air tag going around. And first of all, I'm like, how does he not feel it in his shoe? Like
how heavy
flipping
are
around in there? I don't know, but like
I've never had one.
It would flop the shoe around. I've got Jordans.
No, I'm talking about the air tags.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Jordans are fine.
Like, but it's like one has something inside of it. Like it would feel different, right? Well, I guess if you're not expecting it, I don't know if you would notice, but I don't know. Because you don't ever touch the tongue for any reason. So, yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
Life hacks.
That's what I think of when I see this title.
All right, this is from Sleepy Throwaway. The past couple months, my wife has been complaining about our cats. She's been claiming that the cats wake her up constantly, and she's frustrated every night that she has gotten up to close and open the door for the cats, or the cats keep making noises, or the cats keep jumping on her. It got to the point where she started saying that she wants me to get rid of them. I told her I've never seen or heard any of this, but she claims I sleep through it all.
Oh my god! What? Hold on. This is
What?
about the cats.
This is about the cats.
You know, he could have just set up like a fucking Paranormal Activity camera.
Wait,
this
did you
could
think
be
this was like a
ghosts.
cheating thing or something? No, this is about the cats.
What do you think I think it was about?
I don't know.
Holy shit. All right, well.
All right. Oh, by the way, this is from 3 years ago. This is ancient lore for the world. She kept telling me she was getting less and less sleep and kept acting aggressively, blaming the lack of sleep from the cats, and that if I didn't get rid of them, she'd leave me. I legitimately started considering giving the cats to my sister until I noticed something.
The LA Noir sound.
One morning she claimed she had gotten up multiple times throughout the night to help the cats. She listed a bunch of times. I thought it was weird because I had been up until 4 a.m. and she claimed that she got up at 1 a.m. to open the door for them, and a few times around 3 a.m. because they were meowing and jumping on her. I was in the bedroom. Oh, yeah, I know. Objection. I was in the bedroom the entire time while she slept, and I know none of that happened. Things weren't adding up, so I decided to run a test.
Dude, what if she's like having dreams about it? Like, what if this is just a recurring dream?
Hold on. I waited until she said she was going to bed. Then I let the cats out of our bedroom, lowered my phone brightness, and faked going to sleep. I just lay there in bed for the entire night, bored. But I definitely did not fall asleep. I made sure to make the timestamps every 30 minutes on my phone through Discord just to be sure. I marked down every noise my cats made. One cat had jumped down from something and made a little sound at 3:18 a.m. and one ate food relatively quietly by the bedroom door at 4:57 a.m. Other than that, nothing happened. But sure enough, my wife slept from 11 p.m. until 9 a.m. That's some pretty good sleep. And that morning, she claimed she had woken up at least 7 times to open the doors and from cat noises and cats jumping on her. At this point, I was pissed because she was clearly lying to me. I was exhausted and fed up with the lies, so I just bluntly called her out on it. I told her, "That's funny. I stayed up all night to monitor the cats, and they weren't even in the room at all last night. I have timestamps and everything, so you've been lying to me to try to convince me to get rid of my cats? Why?" She just sat there, quietly shaking and looked pissed. Oh, quickly. And then got up and left without answering. She came back hours later and ignored me whenever I talked. And when I asked her how I'm the bad guy in this situation, she finally said that I was treating her like a child by lying about sleeping and staying up all night to see if she was lying or not, and that making timestamps and everything as if I was an investigator was going too far. It makes me an obsessive asshole. Hey, Nave, what do you call an alligator wearing a vest?
An obsessive asshole? What?
No, an investigator.
Okay. Where did you get that from? Oh, I see. Investigator. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Yep. Good stuff. Anyways, back to it. I did it because she was threatening to make me get rid of my cats, or she'd leave me. Her claims didn't add up. So I'm an obsessive asshole? All right, so that's the end of chapter 1.
Act 1 complete. I was thinking, man, the way that she reacted, maybe she thought maybe he was like gaslighting her or something. Because if she believes that she's waking up because of the cats, and he's telling her he was up all night, then it's like, how do you, like, that's totally incongruent with her reality, right? So like that would be very confusing, and like, how do you respond to that?
I don't know. Here's the cats for reference. He shared a picture.
Oh, good. You can only see 10% of one of them over there.
They're both asleep on a very luxurious looking couch. All right, so I just with chapter 1, I'd say that things don't add up. Like, it is weird. It is also kind of weird that he went through all this effort for this. I don't think. I
don't think so. Tracking. I would probably do this. I am mentally ill, as Philip has pointed out.
Oh. No, I'm not saying he's whatever. Go on.
But I would probably, if I had doubts, this wouldn't be too hard for me because I have insomnia anyway. So I wouldn't have thought about the timestamp thing. I probably would have just laid there and just like contemplated, just waited for cat sounds and stuff like that, because that's not too hard to keep track of. But it's like, like I said before, it would have been much easier to just record, like have your phone a video. You know what I mean? Set your phone up, turn the video on, plug it up to the wall so it doesn't die, and just let it record for a while. Like, not video, because that I don't think that'd take too much memory. But like for audio is fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That's how Pokemon Sleep works. Is you just turn your phone on and then have you ever used that?
No, the problem is like.
Oh okay. Yeah, we talked about
when
this.
I sleep, I have Jana in the room. Half the time, Arthur's in there too. I have a cat that always wants to be let in and out. We got a husky doing front flips over the bed half the night.
Yeah, the Pokemon Sleep, it never really caught Molly doing anything, but it would always catch me like rolling over or something, or going.
All
right. You know what I mean?
Back to this. Don't want to spend all night on this one. Here's some before we hit the updates. Here's something he wanted to clarify. I did not stare at her all night. We have a mute TV with subtitles playing every night. I subtly watch TV while paying attention to the cat sounds. This is down below the update. I figured this would be relevant because it's just referring to the original post.
Okay. I don't know where it's at, but I'm listening.
People asked about if he could just install cat doors to prevent any issues. And he says, I'm not allowed to install cat doors, and she won't let me keep the doors open. It's apartment rules. And he says, why did I instantly assume she was lying? ? He says, I'm unfamiliar with mental health / diseases. I know some diseases, but ones that make you think dreams happened. Tumors that make you see or hear remember non-existent things. He wasn't aware of these possibilities. So when someone tells me events didn't happen when they literally didn't, I generally assume they're lying. Shame on me for that. But he thought she was lying because he didn't believe that mental illness was a thing.
Yeah, I think most people think that. It's hard to talk about because my dad has schizophrenia, right? I just saw him, like I just said, I took him out to see them. I almost said them crooked vultures, all them witches. And I took him to the bar afterwards. He didn't drink anything, but I just drank a few beers, and I just wanted to show him this dive bar I go to. But like, sometimes some of the things that he thinks are happening are just like objective. I can't convince him that they aren't happening. I just have to convince him to not act on his impulses. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he thinks someone is staring at him across the bar, I can't be like, they're not doing that, because that makes him feel crazy. I have to be like, who cares if he stares? Fuck him. Who cares? We're talking.
Fuck that guy over there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a very hard thing to deal with, and it's scary because it makes it makes me like go, is he staring? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not paying attention. You know what I mean? It's just what it is, you know?
All right. So now for the first update. My wife has been Baker acted. She did not hurt herself, just said something concerning in public. I think Baker acted, that's whenever you sound like you're going to hurt someone or others, the police can grab you.
I mean, we could Google it. It's probably like institutionalized for a little bit of a time.
Oh, apparently she went to a hospital. So I got a call from the hospital this morning asking me to head over for some family therapy. Apparently she finally wanted to talk. I'll be honest, I'm pretty pissed at the reason why she's been so hateful towards my cats. It's absolutely asinine. It's nothing that anyone had suggested. She's not cheating. She's not sick physically or mentally. She's not bored of the relationship and looking for an out. According to her, one of the cats stepped on her laptop and ruined a story she was writing. She's hated both of the cats ever since. I mean, that sucks.
Wait, you can't just fucking like hit back undo?
Control Z? Yeah, undo? I mean, I guess not. Assuming if she was writing it, she would have backups. Not to mention, if she's writing it in Word, Word will automatically make backups from your last like save points.
Like when you stop typing? Like every time you stop typing for a little bit?
I think so. Anyway, and God, even if she lost a little bit, I doubt she wrote this all in one run, so she could just revert to her last save and not save it. Anyways, that's not the point of the matter right now. Anyways, he says she's hated both cats ever since. I mean, that sucks, but it's not worth trying to emotionally blackmail me into getting rid of them. I asked her why she didn't just tell me the truth and why she'd been lying and refused to talk to when I asked her. Her answer was because you wouldn't have gotten rid of them otherwise, explaining that when I saw she wasn't willing to abandon them for her, she took offense. It made it her goal to have me pick her over them. Them is the cats, by the way.
Yeah.
In case we're getting the pronouns too mixed up, she is upset that obviously he's going to pick the cats over her.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think it's that he would be upset that she's putting him in this position in the first place. Like,
True.
it's not that I'm picking the cats over you. It's that, like, the cats aren't making me pick between you two. It's you're
the
doing
cats
that.
are super chill.
Yeah, the cats like us both. Like, I don't know, like, it's such a bizarre, because it's not affecting her. Like, she's not allergic to them. She's
No,
like,
it
it's not
ruined
like
her story.
Oh my god,
Sickening.
her fan fiction.
Yeah, sickening. I don't know why she actually admitted to it at all. The woman with us, this is back in their family therapy, I assume. The woman with us asked me how I felt about all of it, and I just told the truth. I told her that it was a nice run, but I probably am going to want a divorce, bolded. I was asked why, and I told them, I've seen a new, hateful, malicious side of her, and I want nothing to do with. She was so set on getting rid of my cats over a fan fiction being ruined that she manipulated her husband. Meanwhile, fan fiction has now become a topic that we cover along with anime, cosplay, furries, and video games.
If we get to $40 on Patreon, we will have a sub-series where we read fan fiction and act it out.
I would love that. My wife started shouting at me that I've betrayed her and that I'm scum for choosing animals over her. At least cats don't give ultimatums like she can.
Dude, that's what I was saying. I mean, cats do give ultimatums. Let's not fuck around. Cats are bastards. They're selfish bastards. But they weren't kicking her out, yeah.
It sucks that she's been Baker acted, which do you ever figure out what that is?
Okay, so Baker Act is a Florida law that enables families and loved ones to provide emergency mental health services and temporary detention for people who are impaired because of their mental illness and who are unable to determine their needs for treatment. Yep. So it is getting locked up.
Okay. But it's for the best right now. She'll have time to process it in a safe environment and hopefully comes to term with it. Bad husband, I know. I don't know you're a bad husband for that. Anyways, I'm almost sure I'm going for divorce. I'm very worried about having her in the same house as my cats. I want my cats safe. I don't have to worry about them being harmed or disappearing. Screw that. I guess I'll do what almost all of you suggested. Keep the cats, rehome the wife. God, not how I wanted it, but life isn't always nice. All right, he did a lot of replying into comments and stuff like that, but I do need to know, Nave, that there's 3 more updates put in other posts, that I did not find until tonight. So I have not vetted these. If they get real crook, I'm sorry. We'll just cut this out. This whole section, this last 10 minutes.
Whoa! Okay.
So before
this is a fucking odyssey, dude.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So before we hit update number 2...
What if this is the fan fiction his wife is making?
Oh, big... God, that's so stupid. I'd watch that anime.
Yeah.
So, right at the top, do you think he's an asshole for staying up, first of all, to try to catch his wife in a lie?
No. If someone's trying to manipulate you and you are suspecting that, go for it. Try and see what's going on. But if nothing's happening, then you have to be truthful with yourself that you were suspicious. Maybe even bring it up to your partner. Be like, listen, I thought this was going on. I'm sorry. I watched you do this.
Brought something up.
Yeah. Well, I think it feels like he probably did. Every time she'd be like, oh, I had to wake up 17 times last night. He's like, that's so weird that I didn't wake up. That's crazy. I didn't wake up from the cats, nor you getting out of bed. I am a deep sleeper, but if someone gets out of bed more than once, I'm going to wake up. No matter what. So, that would be something that I would be highly suspicious of. Because it's such a bizarre lie, right?
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the second update and see if things change. Update number 2, same title. It's over. The divorce is inevitable. She went full psycho. I thought her being Baker acted would help. I'm sorry this is all so confusing. Right after the last update, I left her a message saying that I'll be here to support her if she wants me to, and that if she wants her items, she'll have to meet me at the apartment. I figured she'd read it when she got released. After she was released from the hospital, she texted me, "I'm getting my shit." I told her
She's
that
been on the inside for too long.
I told her that her old key won't work anymore and that I got off work in an hour and could let her grab her things. She replied, "I don't think so."
Oh, man.
I rushed home from work to find my bedroom window smashed. I live on the second floor with no balcony. She had broken the window and somehow climbed the outer wall into the window. She took her laptop, headphones, and on her way out, she destroyed the cat litter box and cat tree/bed. I also couldn't find any of their toys anywhere.
Is she a vampire?
I was thinking, like, have you seen, like, was it like Glass or Split? Like those movies?
No.
No, man.
She fucking scaled the fucking... Okay, what?
Yeah, whatever.
I'm in disbelief.
Yeah. And then there's a big note in bold. I don't think he's yelling. This is just a little PS to the Reddit community. "Thank you for those of you who advised me to have my sister watch my cats for a while. The cats are safe with her, and she doesn't know where my sister lives. Your wife doesn't know where your sister lives?" Real strange.
I don't even know where my aunt and uncle, I don't know anything like that. So it's
okay, Nave.
Like, maybe they've been over to the sister's house, but they didn't, like...
They don't have an address?
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, he blindfolded her when they went to eat dinner? Put a fucking burlap sack over it?
But why? It's just funny that the litter box and the cat tree just got destroyed. This is like the guilt in the dairy situation.
It's crazy because if he didn't take Reddit's advice and leave the cats somewhere else...
Dude, she might have gone for the cats.
She might have tried to kill the cats. Like, unironically. If she was crazy enough to fucking break a window and scale a second-story fucking building...
Yeah, her cats are nothing. Cats are caterpillars between her toes.
Yeah. That's what they are.
Sorry, it's just me and Arthur were looking at caterpillars today, and he's into a habit of kicking things. And so we tried to kick the caterpillars. And I'm like, no, we don't need to kick the caterpillars.
Jesus. Yeah, get that out of his brain right now.
What, kicking stuff or kicking caterpillars?
Yeah, the caterpillars specifically. Those little guys need all the help they can get.
Dude, they were some fat boys. We got a lot of butterflies here in San Antonio.
Isn't that where they go or something? Like, don't they migrate? Actually,
yeah, for like birds. Mardi Gras, they all go south for the winter or something. The marigolds.
Butterflies do?
I don't know. I don't know butterflies. The monarchs? That's it. Flight of them. Yeah. Anyways, I called her and she instantly declined the call and texted me. What? I told her she had to pay to replace what she damaged/stole, and she tried to be clever by responding with, "No amount of money can fix what damage you caused. I didn't take anything either, and you owe me a new laptop." And then he has like another bolded text, so this is like a secret message just to the Reddit community. I never even mentioned her laptop was gone, so it's obvious she is lying yet again. Thankfully, we have a tile account that lets us track items. We both have tiles in our cars. I found her car in a Walmart parking lot, and through the window, I could see all of the stolen items, along with her laptop and headphones. All right, so she has lost her marbles at this point.
He had the air tag in her shoe.
Yeah, he air tagged her. I just straight up called the police at this point. Long story short, we're going to be spending a lot of time in court. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty strong move, calling the police instantly. Like, next up is to call
that's
your lawyer,
the fucking
right?
move. What is he gonna do? Confront her in the parking lot? Someone who's clearly fucking going nuts?
That's not great. Yeah, I guess calling the police is the move.
Let them sort it out. Like, be like, hey, that's my stuff in there. You guys go detain her. Here's the fucking, like, here are pictures of my broken window.
Oh, man. Mental illness or not, I have no sympathy for her anymore. She broke into my apartment, stole shit, lied about it, and tried to get me to pay for her shit. That's ignoring the fact that she destroyed the litter box and the cat tree. I'm 100% certain that if the cats were at home, she would have hurt, killed, or kidnapped.
Dude, me too. Dude, ransom the cats? Oh my god.
This is just like
Catnap.
What's the cat movie? Cats play piano? Cats
Homeward Bound.
Yeah, that one. No, the ones whatever. With the slightly racist Chinese cat.
Oh, the Aristocats.
The Aristocats.
Siamese, if you please.
No, that's Lady and Tramp, and they're Siamese.
Oh no!
It's a different.
Wow. Okay, they're all running together.
Mongolian race or Mongoloid race. Anyways, what?
Like, did you see those videos of like Jungle Book and like the other movie, like what is it, Winnie the Pooh? They have like the exact same scenes in it.
Oh, the same scenes, like they use the same base sketch for their stills or whatever.
Yeah, it's the same animation. They just sketched over it or something. I don't know how shit works.
I mean, that's fine. They were doing it by hand back then. And,
yeah, I never noticed.
I didn't either. Well, I did notice that the bear looked very similar to the bear in Tailspin, the one in Jungle Book.
What's Tailspin?
All right, don't worry about it. All right. I'm just so done. Oh, hold on. No, going back. I think we missed one. I do know divorce is guaranteed. I'd also like a restraining order and money back for what you damaged, but that might be too much.
Yeah, dude, cut your losses, bro. Cut your Don't ask for any more. Just get the bare minimum and get away.
I'm just so done. I feel defeated. I don't even want to update. I didn't even want to deal with any more messages about how she or my cats deserve death, or this didn't happen. I haven't had the will to do much of anything. I can't even call out of work multiple days in a row. I've even called out of work multiple days in a row. I just lay around the house thinking about what I could have done different. Was there a better ending for everyone? Anyway, I hope this is the last update. I really do. I just wanted to stop, please. Thank those of you who have supported me through nice comments or advice, or even sharing your own similar experience. It's nice to know that I'm not exactly alone. Thank you. Okay, after update 2, how we feeling?
You dodged a fucking atomic bomb. Like this, just be happy that this happened outside of like your bubble, right? None of the cats got hurt, just some shit got broken. She went ballistic. And like this could have happened for any reason. And if she's going to try and manipulate you over the cats, then she was going to try and this is malevolent. Like her trying to get the money for the fucking laptop too. Like, man, it sucks, but it's like, and it's like you think you know somebody, is even the people that are closest to you, but people don't even know themselves, right? Like, let alone a completely outside person. Whenever we have relationships, we basically form those relationships over bonds of trust, and we make assumptions to fill in the gaps between all of that stuff. Whenever you confront that and you're in the person that you think you know, it's really foundation shattering, which is kind of what it feels like here at the end. Like, he's kind of like losing. It's like, oh, it's all this is over cat. No, it's not all about cats though. It's about his entire world just changed. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Like, he thought one day his world was like this and it was moving in a specific direction, and now he's got a completely different trajectory on a completely different level, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so on to update 3. Once again, we don't have exact timestamps for this, but it's still just 3 years ago. So he states, it's been a while, I'm doing better for anyone curious. My cats and I have moved into a new place, and only my side of the family knows where I live. I've documented everything, and I finally feel secure. She contacted my family by showing up at their home, so she does know the address to her family, and she threatened to sue me and fight for a legal battle for ownership of the cats. Oh no, she's still going after the cat.
Jesus, she wants those cats dead, dude.
She wants to get, dude, those cats, their days are numbered. Their 9 lives are running out. All right, unless they told her where I moved to, yes, she threatened to fight for custody of the cats that she abused. I have no idea why. My family did not fold. Basically, she threatened them when it's an easy win for me.
Wait, so she abused them? This is new information. He's saying
she abused them, maybe just smashing the stuff, or maybe she did some abuse that we didn't hear about.
Like cats that she might abuse. I mean, if he obviously doesn't have cameras, or that whole lying shit would be settled right away. So it's like he probably now has this thought that she probably did this, which is not unreasonable considering how fucking insane she's acting right now. So,
all right. Quite a few people that once sided with her are now apologizing to me after seeing how she's been acting. I had to quit my job because she kept causing trouble for the company, and they gave me the option either quit on my own terms or be fired. So she got him fired?
No! Oh my god! I scrolled down and looked at the comments. Oh
No, did you find the fan fiction stuff?
yeah,
Yeah.
Do you
Let's
see
get through this and then we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but okay, it works out for him though about losing his job. I have a new, better job that no one else knows about, and a lot of friends and family to support me. I'm still a bit frustrated by all of this, and I get nervous when I get anonymous calls. But overall, I feel much happier now. I even have someone interested in me. But honestly, I feel like I still need time before I consider anything of the sort. I don't want to drag someone else into stalking drama. And then once again, thank you. Thank you for all those who asked for an update and have supported me and given advice. I really appreciate it. I'm sure this will be my last update unless something else wacky happens. Peace. And Nave, do you want to tell us about what the fan fiction was based on? Because luckily it is video game related. Yeah.
We lucked out. We really did. So Miss Baker 93, she's 30, just like us. She says, all that ruined over fan fiction, huh? And then the throwaway account replies saying, yes, and I actually got to see part of it before she got her laptop back. It was Jacksepticeye fan fiction. It was terrible. Wow.
Right, so I don't know who Jacksepticeye is, but looking at him, he is much more popular than us. He's a YouTuber with like 30 million subscribers. He's doing really good.
Crazy.
His about page is, I play video games, but I also make other content like Try Not to Laugh, reacting to TikToks, meme review, and in real life content. A lot of people come to my channel for long Let's Plays, especially for Sony exclusive games from PlayStation. So he seems like a pretty normal YouTuber.
He's one of the OG YouTubers. He's like Markiplier, PewDiePie. He's like one of those guys. Yeah.
Okay, good. You know, as long as he's not mixed into any of the other YouTuber pedophilia drama or whatever, like that's fine. But it is weird that she's writing fan fiction. It's like us writing fan fiction about Doug.
Yeah, which I would. But I would have to write it with ChatGPT to be like you know, faithful to him.
Yeah. He opened the door and walked into the office.
Okay. Hey, you rhymed. You're a poet.
Yeah, anyway, so stupid. So
there was another update.
About, there's one more update. The final update.
Dawn of the final update.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't plan on ever updating again, nor even looking at this account again. That being said, a bunch of people on YouTube and TikTok and Twitter seemingly reading my posts to their audience. Oh, that's us! Reading their posts to their audiences recently. So out of nowhere, my emails were flooded with notifications from this account. Not really what I wanted to deal with, being reminded of the messy events I went through. But it is what it is. I gave one person permission to relay the story on a small podcast or something many months ago, and that was it. Oh, we did not receive permission to this.
That's us.
Yeah, no, it's not. And we're not asking permission. This is public internet.
Also 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Well, but that's the other ones were 3 years ago. The very original post was also 3 years ago. So it's
so these were all within a year.
Yeah, how much time would have passed? There's no date. It just says 3 years ago. So
sorry if I sound frustrated, as the memories being forcefully brought back are not exactly happy ones. It's not as if I enjoyed divorcing from my supposed life partner after being manipulated / blackmailed by them. It was a miserable time of my life, but I did what I needed for my cat's safety. My update is neither happy nor sad. Honestly, nobody really won here. My cats were hurt and frightened by all of this, having been kicked at, moving from place to place to place, losing someone that they for long considered their mother / friend. They haven't been as playful as they used to be, and the youngest one has been urinating around the house. The vet says it's a behavioral thing. She knows what happened and believes that's why he's doing that. The vet knows?
But also, I mean, it revolved around the cats, so I'm assuming. Like, this is the thing. I bet they went into the vet together, right?
Yeah.
So the vet's probably like, hey, where's your wife? You know what I mean? That just happened. Whenever I went
he's like, have I got a story for you?
Yeah, I'm like, well, let me sit down. This is a knee slapper. Or actually the opposite.
Anyway.
But, yeah.
My ex-wife has been homeless / couch surfing whenever she can. All I know is from a mutual friend, she got into a drug usage from someone who let her stay at their place. And I don't even need to explain how that negatively impacted her, considering she clearly already had issues. I don't know much of anything else other than that she never got mental help, but she refused it when offered. She also apparently uses an altered telling of the events that happened as a way of gaining sympathy from people.
No way!
You mean she's not telling it where she's the cat monster or whatever, the cat boogeyman?
The cat boogeyman, yeah.
I myself have a decentish newer job after I quit my old one because of her. I lost all those amazing benefits and such great pay. Luckily, I have a new girlfriend. We'd been debating on dating for a while, and a few weeks back, we decided to try it. We're having fun for the most part, but I still have bouts of anxiety and trust issues after everything that happened.
Understandably.
When she first told me she saw my cat urinating on the carpet, I almost had a panic attack and started questioning her. After I calmed down, I felt terrible. I've been going to therapy and I recently started meds for a bunch of mental issues likely caused by all this. So hopefully I'll be back to normal some point soon. As you can see, nobody won. Everyone is struggling in some way. It sucks, but that's what it is, I guess. I really don't want to focus on this much further. I'm going to keep notifications on this for like maybe a day, then I'm turning them off and probably never coming back here again. I'm sorry if this update isn't what you hoped for, but it is what it is. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, this is like that's like the after credits. Where are they now? You know?
All right. So there's a lot here, and I don't think we've lost track. We've lost the trail of assholes at this point. Because obviously,
I think it was pretty consistent.
Well, no, we know who's the asshole, but it's like, could he mentioned it himself in chapter 2? He specifically said how he could have done things differently. Like, could he have played this in a way where she didn't end up a druggy homeless?
He could have, but then he probably would have been miserable and maybe stabbed in his sleep at some point over something trivial. Like, you need to. It sucks, and he's gonna be feeling like shit for a while. But like, you gotta excise these tumors, man. Like, you can't just let this shit just for no reason like ruin your life. You love them for a while, but people change always changing. That's what the universe does in every facet, and you just got to learn to accept that, man. Ride that wave, swing on that spiral. You know, what's funny is that this almost feels like it could be a I don't know if you saw like Black Mirror or Twilight Zone type stuff, where it's like he goes through all this, he's happy with his new girlfriend. He comes out, he walks out of the room, and then like you hear the girlfriend call from the room over, "Sweetie, I think the cat's pissing on the rug. You know, I'm tired of these cats," and then it just like fades away or something like that. Yeah, I thought you were gonna be like, he comes home and the cats have killed the girlfriend. Okay. All right. Well, Smolder in Fiction Land, do you think this is a fabrication? No, I think that after all this. After all the updates, that is the most detail that we've ever had. I mean, obviously, that was like fucking 5 of our normal assholes of detail. One thing I want to say is that he replied to one of these things, one of these comments, and it was them talking about the TikTok people. And he said, "Yeah, it wasn't fun waking up to messages like, you had a chance to choose between literal pussy and figurative pussy, and you chose to be a pussy," crying and laughing emoji. So the fucking 13-year-olds, like learning about him. Weren't they getting like Twitter struck or whatever for stuff like that? It's TikTok, man. It's the Wild West over there. You didn't say anything there. Oh, God. Have you seen the stupid TikTok? They have like the CEO and they're questioning him over it. He's like, "What are your connections with China?" And he's like, "I'm from Singapore. I'm not Chinese." And they're like, "Yeah, do you have it?" Yeah, that stuff. The Congress people are fucking stupid as hell. Yeah. They're just dinosaurs. God, my favorite one, though, is like, "Can TikTok access my home network? My home Wi-Fi network?" And he's like, "Yeah, if you connect, Senator, if you need to connect to the internet through it, it will use your internet through your Wi-Fi network." And everyone's like, "Yeah, it's in our Wi-Fi. It's infected our entire home." Dang TikToks. All right, yeah, this lady, she definitely needs help. I don't even know if really you can label like this. Our guy's not the asshole, and she seems to have some bad mental issues that's making her an asshole, or she just is an asshole with mental issues. It's hard to tell. It's a Ouroboros of shitty situations. But the cats get a pass.
The guy gets a pass. She doesn't.
Luckily, the cats are safe.
Yep. All right, and with that eating up a solid 30 minutes, you have one you want to bring to the table?
I mean, I guess we can do another one. Let's do this one. Oh, wait.
You open it up and it's just a block of text.
This is deleted by user. So...
Oh, I mean, I might have the text for it then.
Yeah, I see the text here. Look at
All
you.
right, so... Oh, yeah, it finally worked out. And the problem is like...
Right away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this one's fresh. I got this one when it was only 5 hours old.
Okay, so this is zero effort. This is deleted by user. So I wonder if that wasn't a throwaway account then.
It could be.
Oh, he doesn't want this out there.
I mean, we could literally look up his Reddit account.
Yeah, you can look it up. All right. It says, am I the asshole for hosting a weekly gathering with my friends? Is that what I clicked on? All right,
Yeah,
it says,
that's it.
I have been hosting a playing cards night, Magic the Gathering, with my friends for over 10 years. It's kept my friends together and given us all time to just unwind, relax, and forget about the daily stress. I used to have nights like these several times per week until I got married. Ellipses. Ominous ellipses. I got married about 4.5 years ago. Since then, yeah.
Okay.
Since then, my wife, 4.5 / 36 hours. Since then, my wife has constantly injected herself into my friend's night. I don't like how that's worded. She constantly stresses over the conditions of our house. I clean up and set up everything. Cooking, I usually cook something in a crock pot for everyone. I even work from home on Mondays to help make sure everything is up to her standards. Okay, so this is kind of hard to read, the way he's written everything out. She asked me to cut down my friend nights. Knowing she was overwhelmed, I obliged and cut it to once a week. Then she asked me to cut down the time from 6 hours. Oh, Jesus. And again, I obliged. And now we only get together for about 4 hours, which makes for around 2 to 4 games of Magic, which is good because we can swap up the pods. How many people are coming over? He has multiple pods.
At least like 8, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be 2 pods. I see. I have 7 friends, and they don't all come every week. Since then, she asked me to cut it down to 4 people per night. I told her no, and I explained that 2 pods of 4 or 3 are the best way to play, and I don't want to exclude anyone, so we can switch up who plays with who. Games of 5, Magic the Gathering, I'm assuming he's playing Commander because he's playing multiple people at once. Games with 5 people take exponentially more time. I don't know why that is, but like 4 is the sweet spot. 3 is okay. So if you have 5 people, having a game of 3 people and 2, like a 1v1, is like kind of shitty. You know what I mean?
He's saying it takes like an hour to do one game.
Yes.
In 4 hours, they can play 2 to 4 games.
Yeah, it depends on the strength level of your decks, but most people are kind of in this weird middle casual area, and it's called Battle Cruiser Commander, which basically is like how it sounds. Like they basically slowly make giant ships and then bump into each other in the water until they fuck one of
That's funny.
them sink. Yeah, I sympathize with this. It's very frustrating to have 5 people at the house playing Commander rather than just 4 or 8, like any divisible of 4. Anyway, where was I at? I spend every minute of my at-home life with her. All I ask is for 1 night a week. Flash forward 2 years, and we still have this argument almost on a weekly basis. The stress of it all makes me not want to even play anymore. My house isn't the biggest, but it's the most central location where everyone can get to, and the only space big enough to accommodate all of us. Otherwise, we have to drive a significant distance, and we don't all get to play together. We now have foster children who are with us temporarily. This adds to the stress for her, and I help out the moment I get home to the moment I go to bed. My wife has been unable to maintain jobs due to her disability, causing us to rely on my income alone. This causes us to have severe financial stress. I had to sell significant portions of my collection just to pay bills month to month. I've had to cut down to 1 card of each and sell my most expensive and prized items in my collection in attempts to keep us afloat. I've tried to start other hobbies, but every time I want to invite anyone over, it's an argument, and there's always an excuse for why I can't. Every time I want to go out and do something else alone, and again, another argument and more stress. So am I the asshole for trying to hold on to 1 night per week I can actually do something I enjoy with other people I care about.
All right, so this is another mental health thing. He did a couple replies or comments or whatever when people asked. He states that she has a seizure disorder, MDD, which I don't know what that is. Is that some kind of like manic depressive disorder, maybe? Anxiety.
Very close. Major depressive disorder.
Okay. And our OP actually works for a mental health agency, and he has tried to get her in with therapists inside his office and at other offices, but she refuses to go. So she seems to have mental health issues that she refuses to treat.
Which is pretty common.
Yep. Or she doesn't want them treated. Which is tough because it seems to me that she has some kind of attachment issue right now. Like, that's all this seems to be.
I think the one of the biggest issues is that the entire situation resulting in an argument every week likely is giving her anxiety for it's like an Ouroboros, like we were talking about earlier, where the get-together is giving her anxiety because of like whatever reasons going through her head, and then when the get-together comes back around, she immediately associates that with anxiety, and then the get-together gives her anxiety again. You know what I mean? And then it becomes it gets worse and worse because the more that they fight about this and there's no resolution, the stronger the connections in your brain become with this feedback loop, right? The neurons get stronger because you're constantly reinforcing it and running away from it rather than confronting it and resolving it. Yeah, for years. So it makes sense why she's constantly wants less and less and less, because what she wants, the end goal is none, like never. You never do this again.
That's her best situation.
And it's not because she hates anyone or anything. It's because it immediately associates the game nights with her being anxious. And it's hard to understand you're in that loop whenever like you're surrounded, like when you're around it, even if it's not happening directly to you, because you're so much more invested. And like it's like, what is like losing the forest through the trees? You know what I mean? Like no, that's not it. The eye of the storm, whatever I'm trying to say. Someone
the needle
knows.
on the haystack.
Yeah, that's probably not it. But you go.
Okay, so she definitely seems to have some weird fixations, like ensuring the house is 100% perfect before she allows people over. And it's not even that it's up to her to get the house perfect. She says it's up to him to clean and set up everything and to provide all the cooking on these days. So she's not doing any of that. But she is attending and being there. But I feel like that's just more of, like you said, that's more of her simply like, well, I won't let you do this unless you do all this other stuff. That's the only way I'm going to okay all these people coming over to our house. So it's just
to make it difficult.
Yeah, she's trying to put hurdles in front of him. And she's like, okay, well, I'm not going to let you do this unless you do it for less time. And then he's like, yep, okay. He's like, now I like new challenge mode. You can have less people. And he's like, no, well, that's basically like this is
like winning in Balatro, and every run afterwards is harder.
It's like, I just need to make this so you literally cannot do what you're doing. Also, you can do it, but no more magic cards. You just got to just sit there.
Make it as painful for him as it is for her, essentially.
Yeah, this sucks because, like, once again, like the top comment was like, why don't you just go to a game store or anywhere else? And apparently she has such attachment issues that she won't let him like leave the house without her, pretty much. Or her anxiety is going to go insane.
Yeah, she's probably, dude, you're going to get her on, you got to get her on medication, man. And I get it, because it's like, you have to have this confrontation, because you're going to go crazy. And I understand it too, because like, I should probably be on medication, and I don't want to take medication because meds are scary. It's like, oh, that's not me. You know what I mean? Like, that's it's hard to explain to people, but it's like, is it really me if I take medication? And the alternative is, are you happy with the way you are now? Like, are you happy with this trajectory? And that's like something that you really have to come to terms with, because it essentially feels like a part of you is dying, like the current part of you, and the current part of you doesn't want to die. So it's going to do everything it can. It's going to convince you in any way that it can to not be killed by the medication, right? I think that that's probably something. If she's actually diagnosed with MDD and she's refusing treatment, that is likely what's going on. Is that something about something about depression is intoxicating a little bit, and it's self-reinforcing. It makes it feel like you don't know what you would possibly do if you weren't this way. Like, I used to directly associate my ability to be creative with how sad I was, because I do write really crazy, interesting, like, creative shit whenever I'm sad, or like I come up with all kinds of weird fucking ideas, but I'm also like miserable at the same time. And I realize that the more I go outside and do things and like associate with people, I get happier and I can still be creative. Like, you have to pull yourself out of this fucking cycle in some way. The problem is that the cycle claws its way into you and keeps you down inside of it. Like this, what you were saying, that she gets anxiety whenever he leaves or doesn't take her with you, or like in all of these different situations, you have to have her confront some of that stuff.
Well, I'm wondering, I guess this is an great answer, but I have played Magic the Gathering through webcams with like our friend Shadow, I think.
It's terrible.
And with you also. Like,
yeah,
there's options if you wanted to do like a weird virtual COVID setup.
Yeah, it's really terrible. I understand this too, because I don't know why I picked this. I didn't even know what this was about, but I feel this so much because, again, all of my friends come to my house to play Magic. Like,
yeah, I thought this one whenever I read it, I'm like, this is Nave's house. He's the hangout.
Yeah, it's exactly the same reason why they were talking, because my house is in between everyone's houses and it's already right next to the card shop. So it's like just a 4-minute drive to get to my house, right? Like, just right after. It's like, we also had these arguments, me and Madeline, when she lived here, where I would just bring people over to play Magic. It was more that it wasn't scheduled, and so the house was crazy, and she didn't know if people were coming over. It wasn't this thing, but it's like I feel for this guy a lot, because like he was saying before, it sounds crazy that 4 hours isn't enough to get like maybe three games in, but that's just what the games are like. And whenever you only get like 1 or 2 games in, that means only 1 or 2 people are going to win. Maybe just one, and it feels bad when you play and like you didn't feel like you had an opportunity to, because the thing about Commander is like you want to have a bunch of decks. You want to try different decks. You want to play Landfall, and then this turn I'm going to play Goblins, and then this game I'm going to play, Merfolk, and it's like, that's a big part of the experience, and it also takes a very long time. I think it's a shame that she's knocking down the time as well, and the amount of people. But I would like to know, I mean, it just seems like it really is on her. The onus is on the wife. But I would really like to know how big their house is. He says in there that it's like big enough to house everybody, even when there was like 8 people over. So I believe him, but I don't know. Maybe he might be being a little disingenuous about that, but I probably still side with him.
Yeah. Well, the problem about siding with him is like he's obviously not the asshole in this. He's actually been really chill with basically like giving into her demands, but her demands seem to be coming from her crippling anxiety, pretty much at this point. I don't think her demands have anything to do with Magic or the amount of time it takes. I think it all just comes down to her stress levels. So I don't even think she's an asshole, but she just needs some kind of help. Probably needs some medication, which I'm no doctor. I'm not going to like try to diagnose her from, 200 words we just read, but it looks like she needs some kind of help, and it's not about Magic.
Yeah, and the problem with that is that the only way to fix it is to confront it. Like, you can't just keep running away from it. Like,
and he deleted it seems like, so we don't know what everyone said to him.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, it sucks. But like the only way that you can do it is like you gotta be. It's what is it? Tough love. Like you just gotta do tough love.
It sucks because they're watching. They're bringing kids into this, like foster kids, and it's like I adopted from foster care. A lot of these kids have like struggles that they've gone through. And even if they're just here temporary, like these kids don't need to be exposed to a woman who does not seem to be the most stable when it comes to decision making. Like, what if one of these kids has some kind of behavior that gives her anxiety? Like, to be like a foster parent, even temporary, like, you need to be vetted. And I'm guessing that the agency that placed these kids with them isn't aware of her unmedicated condition.
Yeah, because the guy being in mental whatever, it probably like overshadows the wife, right?
Yeah.
Like, as far as like if you glanced at it on paper, yeah.
Well,
and it's like because then she would start associating children with anxiety, and that's like exactly how agoraphobia like happens, right? Which sounds like she might be knocking on the fucking door of agoraphobia. If she can't, if it's like the fear of anything. Okay, well, hold on. Let me
get some definitions in here.
I have a vague idea of it in my brain. Let me see. A person with agoraphobia is afraid to leave environments they know or consider to be safe. So, yeah, so in severe cases, a person with agoraphobia considers their home to be the only safe environment. They may avoid leaving their home for days, months, even years. So it's like the whole thing about her not leaving without him, or her when he leaves her without him, she feels safe around him. That makes her environment stable and secure. It's like it's things are slowly being introduced that give you anxiety, and then like you would start like I already explained this. You start associating these things, and like it just builds and builds and builds. And if you don't like do any fucking management, like mental management for yourself, it's just going to overwhelm you and debilitate you. If you have this type of mind, like if like not everyone's going to be like this, but
I don't know. That's a tough feeling. This is a tough one to end on. Anything more on it?
No.
All right, let's take a quick break. Yeah, my teeth hurt. Quick break, and then we'll come back with the meat. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, by the way, I want to talk to you. So, I don't know if I have one in here. Let me get up. Okay, well, I got this one. So, I've been thinking about my design for a Switch mount for my iPhone, like Switch controller mount. So I've been looking at it. Do you think it'd be better to have like, all right, I'm holding it up. Have it where it kind of like flips up like, whoosh, oh, wrong way. Where it's like the stick is down and then it flips up like this. Where we got like the stick and the buttons and stuff like that. Or is it better for it to be like a sliding drawer and it slides out?
That's
like,
exactly So I was thinking this has to be taken out of the pod because we're just visually doing it. But yeah, like this.
Yeah, the sliding drawer is I think the slide option.
Because the easiest way would be I would just you can make a case with the slides on the edge. And then if you fuck up the controller, you could just reprint the controller part and just keep the slides and just slide it back in. You know what I mean?
So I was thinking about it too. Like I'm like I already established I'm okay with having a brick. So I was thinking since the joysticks stick out pretty far, I wouldn't mind if the back came out like a significant amount, like and had like a full tray that kind of slid out with it. Yeah. But then of course there's the camera issue of like I want to be able to still use my phone as a camera, and I don't want. The thing is, like, I want a case that I never have to take off, pretty much.
Oh fuck! I didn't even think about the camera, dude.
There's also the problem with the side buttons, and of course the plug holes on the bottom. So I've been looking into it about getting a 3D print done for a case that holds. Like right now, I'm gonna do my first run with just Switch controllers or Switch like a Joy-Con, single Joy-Con probably. And then maybe do double Joy-Con once there's an actual emulator
Joy-Cons
out.
Are thick.
Joy-Cons, they're tall. That's the other problem too, is that they're real tall, they're real thick. But I'm looking at the flat 8-bit controllers that I showed you before. If I can get a good proof of concept going with these Switch controllers, then I think I'm going to invest in one of those controllers. And then
I think worst case scenario, you could reprint a new thumbstick.
Oh yeah, if I wanted like a lower profile thumbstick, you definitely could.
Yeah. Because I bet people have done, like, I bet you could look up modded Wii Joy-Cons for new joysticks.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of those. And most of them are extensions, though, because people are like, I hate the tiny nubbin.
Yeah, I want them to be more nubby.
I want... That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll be down for the disc. But it's like, if I look up any controllers that have the disc, like, there's just not a lot of options.
Can you see how much pain I'm in? Dude,
yeah,
my fucking mouth fucking hurts, dude. I don't even know what you said.
That's fine. Whatever. Let's just get back into it. And we're back. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. We were going to do the dwarf game, or Miners Rock Space Galactic, but we kind of ran out of time with Nave's rock shows and just being busy boys. So we're taking a break from that. We instead played this game because we thought it'd be, a quick a little jaunt. So Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, the world's raddest cars are back, and they're taking the fun to the next level. Race over 130 vehicles with crazy new mechanics and even more vehicle types. Plus, build your tracks with stunning new environments and different game modes to have fun off and online. Reviews mostly positive. Release October 19th, 2023, so less than a year old.
Also, only 250 reviews, I noticed.
Yeah, not a lot. It's weirdly low amount of reviews. Developed and published by Millstone, famous for the Monster Energy Drink racing game.
Hell yeah.
They do that one, and they also do Ride, which is I think it's like a motorcycle one or whatever. Anyways, like a year ago or even longer, I don't remember, we played the first game, the first Hot Wheels Unleashed, and I was very upset with it because
I remember.
Like, they have such a great IP. They had so many IPs just thrown in here. Tons of cars. There were Scooby-Doo cars, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, superhero Batman cars and all that stuff like that. All the DC stuff. And then, just all the IPs were thrown in there. And I'm like, this is going to be awesome. But, of course, when I got online, all the cool cars that I actually enjoyed playing, like the Stegosaurus truck and stuff like that, was so underclassed, you would not win a single race with it, ever. And so I'm like, well, this is just unusable. And so I was really unhappy with the game, actually. Also, there was a weird thing where it's like, I think me and you couldn't party up to play online. So we just had to push start at the same time and hope we ended up in the same match.
Yeah, and then we just stayed in that match because the lobby stayed and carried over.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, just preconceptions. I was like, this one has to be better in every way. There's no way they can be as bad as the first game. Nave, what's your preconceptions of this?
I didn't want to play it. I didn't want to play.
Oh God!
But I remember the old one. Yeah, the high mark is the Forza DLC, which is incredible. So I was looking down on this one going in.
We probably played 2 to 3 hours of this, and then I just couldn't bring myself to go back. That's when a game is so bad. It's I was ready to uninstall it after my first 2 races, pretty much. I'm like, there's nothing here. But let's get into it.
It's definitely better. Yeah, it's definitely better than the first one.
Yeah, let's talk about some good things. Right at the beginning, language selection option right at the front. My Xbox is in Japanese, and so I'm like, for this one, I'm going to do English. Just so I'm able to get through a good review for this game. It deserves it. I'm going to play through this English. And Dave said, Viva la Mexico, eh?
Espanol, let's go, baby. And I could not understand anything. I didn't know where I was going, what I was clicking on.
And it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So they played it in Spanish, I guess.
In between every game, we had a loading screen that explained stuff, and I would just read it, and I was just working on rolling my R's,
Yeah. Some of the additions to this game, they talk about different car types. In the old ones, they just had cars and monster trucks. And that was it. In this one, they have motorcycles, Nave, and they're weirdly big for some reason.
I think if they were small, it might fuck with the physics engine because the physics were already weird on the motorcycles. When you go in the air and then land a little bit at an angle, it would it would be a fucking crapshoot what happened to your motorcycle after that.
Yeah,
because in real life you would tumble, but the game is magnetizing you as much as it can.
Yeah. So there's motorcycles now. It now has jumping and shunting. So you can spin boost to do a jump or to slam left or right. Shunting into people doesn't seem to do anything. This isn't Split Second where you have a car melee, or was it Sleepy Dogs?
Sleepy Dogs, yeah. That's the number one car melee game.
Yeah.
Oh, because, fucking Assassin's Creed has it too.
You can get your Assassin's Creed?
No, in the horse carriage, you could fucking slam with your horse carriage for no reason. Doesn't make any sense.
That's funny. but you can do it. It didn't seem to have any effect because there's one point I was trying to beat your ass and you just kind of bumped into each other. Like hitting each other doesn't really do anything.
And I was boosting, so I was just like, bye-bye. And I just kept going.
So stupid. So good additions, kind of? Because it gives you a chance to avoid stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's more terrain hazards now. There's stuff that like disables your boost if you hit it, the stinky clouds. There's little barriers that you can jump over. And so if you need to switch over and move like 5 feet to the right, a shunt is pretty useful for that. If
can you do that? Because you were telling me you could do it in the air. Stuff.
Yeah, you can also air slide if you have boost.
So sometimes when you're hitting a lot of jumps, like sometimes you'll go slightly to the side and there's a little bit of a chance that you can jump it back into the
you air dash back.
Yeah.
In your car, in your Gucci car.
Yeah, I was driving the Gucci car, but it fucking sucked. Philip lied to me. He was like, hey, it's got good stats. I was like, oh, does it now?
Yeah, good stats compared to the trash they give you in the beginning.
Yeah. But then I got a motorcycle right away, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, the motorcycle was like legendary class, so it was better than everything else you had. Which, get into right to it. There's a store where you can go buy things. Gives you an option of like 6 cars that resets every like 3 hours. Or you can pay money to
which is what I did. Dude, I didn't know what that said. I thought it was going to spin the wheel again. And so I was like, oh, I guess it spins wheel for money. And I just reset without any spins. So I was like, oh my God, I don't know Spanish. I just wasted all my money.
I don't know Spanish. All right, but loot boxes are gone. That's no longer a thing in this. Instead, there's a slot machine because that's better.
Yeah, it's in Forza. They heard my complaints about the first one not being as good as the Forza games, so they put the fucking Forza spin in there. And it functions exactly as the Forza one does.
Good, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I still don't know how I feel about loot boxes and stuff, because it's like, I'm fine with random drops in games. Why would I not be fine with loot boxes? Except, there's the problem of like, are the numbers legit? This is really have a 25% drop rate type deal.
Yeah, it always makes me think, because it's like I'm like, what loot boxes did I enjoy? And I kind of really enjoyed Halo 5's loot boxes.
Yeah, Halo 5's the only one because it just so gave you so much stuff.
But it's also like what it gave you was like limited use, like one-time use weapons in the big crazy fiesta mode, where it's like you get the fucking needler that shoots giant purple dildos that explode on contact, instantly killing everyone. And I'm like, oh, I fucking love this gun. But it's like the loot boxes. There was so much fucking shit you could get. It didn't matter. In like this game, there's only a handful of cars, and the only thing it changes is how good you can race against other people, which makes it feel bad.
Yeah.
Not the loot boxes, I mean the spinny wheel thing.
No, I mean, we can talk about that part. Is like, it has the same issue, Nave, as the first game, where it's like, if you have a better car, you're probably going to do better in the race.
Yeah. The way that Forza fixes this is that it will have races that are, they have all the cars tiered, and then it's like this race is for C-class cars, and then you have to pick a C-class car, and it also gives you a fucking car every 5 minutes of playtime. So it's like, I don't know, man. It sucks because it's like we lost every race because the people racing against us just had way better cars.
Which is funny because you could see their levels too. Like you could see how much game time they had. This guy was level 55. We were level 4. And so it's like, oh, he got first place. Cool. Who got second place? The guy that's level 28. Okay, cool.
And then who got third place? The guy that's level 21.
Yeah. Okay, so this is like, it was like a Call of Duty problem where like the first day you play Modern Warfare and you get in there and you're like, oh my God, somehow this guy's already level 55 and he's top of the leaderboard. You're like, is that game time or does he just have actual loadouts compared to the level 5 guys?
That was the problem in Warzone when I was playing with Jono. And I was just like, can I do this? And he's like, no, not till like level 10. And I'm just like,
I guess I just won't have fun until then.
I guess I'll just not have good guns. That sounds like fun.
Oh, God. I made me so mad to see, because once I saw that, I was just deflated at that point. I'm like, I usually, it's like I can force myself to play a game, for any game for the pod. Doesn't matter what it is. But this, I was just lost so much steam. I'm like, I just want to play Bloodstained. Like, I don't care about this anymore.
Not even the single player? I don't know.
No, because the single player. Okay, so here's the thing. Back in the first game, the single player had like different plays. Like, hey, there's a whole Looney Tune campaign. There's a whole Batman campaign. Then there's like the Hot Wheels Rescue City bullshit Paw Patrol campaign. And I'm like,
do you think
cool.
do you think that came like way later?
In this one, maybe. Because like just in the beginning, it was only like the Hot Wheels Racing City.
I meant like,
what's up?
Do you think those other campaigns came afterwards and like updates?
Oh, possibly. But that's just it. Is this game's almost a year old at
What?
this point? Yeah, and it has multiple DLCs. Here, let me pull up the Steam page.
It just released on Game Pass not too long ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just so conditioned. If a game comes out on Game Pass that I wasn't paying attention to, I just assumed it was day one.
All right, hold on. Let me look at the DLCs because that might be the issue. Because like another thing is we just don't have access to all the cool cars like it used to be. Oh man, there is quite a bit of DLCs. There's multiple acceleracers or whatever, which is a subclass of Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels the monster trucks. Okay, actually never mind. Oh, there's a Honda pack. Okay, actually, a lot of these are just Hot Wheels stuff, like Hot Wheels things. There is a crossover with Fast and Furious and Honda. But besides that, there's no Batman, there's no Looney Tunes, there's no Turtles. It looks like all the things I enjoyed about the first game, whatever, like they just didn't get the licensing for this one. So why did they put out another game that just didn't have as much stuff as the first one?
It seems like most games. It's like that was what we were complaining about in Payday 3, right?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know. When we played Gears of War 4 and then started playing Gears 5. Well, I mean, we played Gears 5 way after it released, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know. We're not in this situation quite that often in a review mode. So it's like...
Yeah, we don't often do sequels. Unless it's like a core series like Gears or Halo or something like that. So for us to bring this up, like I remember not recommending this one. I don't remember your stance, but for the sequel to be somehow worse in quite a few faucets, it's really annoying. Actually, I'm really disappointed because much like I was with the first one, I expected something good here, and it's not good. Not good at all.
I mean, it's good if you... I don't know. If you only play racing games, I don't know.
Even if you only play racing games, there's better racing games that are out and just available for cheaper. You could go play, like when we were playing, I was like, Nate, can we just go play Burnout Paradise? Like, that's a good
Burnout
racing
Paradise
game.
Is so good.
We could get, like, Disney Speedstorm is out. We played Mario Kart for the pod, and it was awesome. There's so many other racing games. I love a good racing game. We can even go back and play. There's probably a new DLC for Forza at this point.
I would say the thing that this game, because it's like, what's unique about this? Because the game plays well and it feels pretty good. Like, it's not horrible feeling. I think what it brings to the table. Game. I think what it brings to the table is that you can build your own tracks, and this is something that we've never experimented with. But like when you play online, which is basically dead, unfortunately, already. But like. Well, I say already, the game's almost a year old. But like the game, it gives you like one or two tracks that were in the box or on the disc or whatever, and then the other 3 to vote between will be community maps. And so it's like, I bet there are people who just really like making the maps and then driving on them and being like, "Oh, look at this! I made this. This is pretty fucking cool."
That is probably the best aspect of this game. Is probably the map making community.
Or you know what it also reminds me of is that like. I don't know if this was in the first game. It probably was. But, like, you have those magnet tracks, and then you can go on the roof. It, like, really gives me, like, F-Zero vibes. You know what I mean? Like, this is, like, baby's first F-Zero kind of game, which might be selling it to some people. Like, it's, like, very... Because you're not going 700 miles an hour. But, I mean, like, you are driving on these weird loop-de-loop, on-the-wall kind of things. But, again, like... You're kind of doing that in the Forza Horizon DLC. I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to win. I'm not going to recommend it either, but it's...
Well, here, take a look at this. Here's the Steam charts if you want some more information on this game. Currently, on a Sunday night, there is 18 players. With today's max or whatever was 27. This is for Steam only, though. It sucks. It's just like, even on launch, when this game first released, was this biggest bump on Steam with 308 players.
Yeah.
Like, the community does not seem to exist for this game.
I wonder what this looks like on Xbox.
I don't know. I don't think you can see Xbox numbers.
You can't really see. There is True Achievements kind of tracks popularity, but like it's not. It's like True Achievements is popularity. Let's see if Hot Wheels is on here. Okay, well, I control F for the word hot, and I don't. It's saying it's on the page, but it's not showing me where it's at.
Sure, it's not super hot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is a good game.
They only do the top 40, and no, it's not on there. I don't know why I thought it would be, but I thought maybe because it's Game Pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much is this normally?
On Steam, it is currently. Hold on, let's see. Where's the Steam page?
Normally, you have that in the brief, don't you?
Yeah, did I not put it in there? Let me see.
No, you don't. I'm looking at it.
Oh yeah, I clipped that part. Dang. So the game is normally $50 for the base edition.
Woo! No wonder there's only 300 people in it.
You mean you're not going to drop $50 for this game?
Yeah, no, man. This is a game that price tag is for the grandmas buying kids their games, you know. So Steam probably wouldn't have the. Well, then again, Steam has the mods, right? I'm sure you could do crazy stuff. What's the modding community like in Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged? You know,
let me look if they have a. They do not have the mod community here. Oh, was a Steam Workshop? It is not activated for this game.
I want the Donkey Kongo car.
I mean, that could be good.
Kongo bombs. Yeah.
Or even just retexturing cars or something like that. Which I did have a texture bug when we first started playing together. All the textures on all the cars were broken and everything was just flat black with like no reflection or anything.
Yeah, I didn't have that problem at
all. Let's see. So, yeah, the game's weirdly priced. I got some Steam reviews, though. They're all negative. Which, one of the Steam review things I noticed is that this game does have a bit of an issue where if you buy it on Steam, you have to then have like an Epic Store account to log in. We kind of talked about this before, like PlayStation's apparently, or Sony's requiring people to have a PlayStation account to play Helldivers 2 online as well on PC. Which
like
sucks.
that made it get delisted in like 100-something countries because they don't have access to PlayStation Network.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And so they're doing the same thing with Epic Store and Steam, where you have to, if you buy this game on Steam, you have to log into your Epic account to play.
See, so what I'm seeing from this online, I'm going to go into Twitter beef for a minute. It's all the fucking moronic Sony-only players that are going, oh, it's just one other account. Just go sign into one other account. And it's like, okay, if you take all the context away, yeah, it's only one more account you have to make and sign into and do all this stuff. But that's the thing, is that it's not the only one that we have to do, right? It's it's Xbox, Nintendo, well, not Nintendo, they don't have any games, but like Ubisoft, Bethesda launcher, Blizzard launcher, like all of these other fucking hoops, it like adds up. It's not that it's just one. You know, it's what it's like. It's like not just that it's Netflix. It's also that they want you to get Hulu and Max and Parazine Plus and Disney Plus and like Crunchyroll and Go Fuck Yourself. Like it's all of the ones together. It's like now they're spreading out super far. YouTube Red Premium or whatever. It's like. They add up. Like one is okay, and then a couple more is like whatever. But the more that comes out, the less likely people are going to view them in a positive light.
Yeah,
not
I don't
only
know my own passwords at this point. Like I lock myself out of every account I try to log into, and then I have to make a new password, and then I lock myself out again. And it's even worse whenever I have two kids that also have Xbox accounts that I also need to know their log information and their child accounts under my parent account. So then I need to know like a third password, so that I can control what they do and they're not, buying Nintendo titty games or whatever on the Switch Online store.
Yeah. Which is like, plaguing the fucking store now.
Is it? God, I don't know.
Nintendo went wild.
Oh, Nintendo. Which, to go back to it, here's some Steam reviews. Now, this one's from Cayenne Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, and he's got a picture of Vegito. Not recommend after 0.2 hours. He says, don't waste your money on Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. The game is very boring and repetitive. It's so boring that the moment you will start playing, you will feel that it's boring. Not recommend. 0 out of 10.
You know, I know he's not referencing this, but what is that movie? I think it's The Longest Yard. It is Longest Yard, where that guy's like, he's so fast. He's so fast. He makes fast things look not fast. You know what I mean? That's exactly what he was like, just said.
Oh, another thing that's popped up in the Steam reviews I didn't know is this game is listed as Steam Deck verified, which, if you're unfamiliar, the Steam Deck in Steam games, apparently there's some way that they can set them up so that they run super efficiently on the Steam Deck, and that's what makes the Steam Deck so badass or whatever, or even with its lower powered hardware, it can run games as good as like the Ally and stuff like that.
I think it has something to do with like controller support also, and like just stuff like that.
So this game is listed as Steam Deck approved or whatever, but then an update came out like so much months later or whatever, completely breaking the game, so you can no longer play it on Steam Deck, but it's still listed in the store as playable, and you can play it up to the third race, and then the game breaks. Or if you try to do multiplayer.
In any races, any 3 races?
I think multiplayer does not work, and also the story mode. Yeah, if you try to do the story mode, you can't make it past the third race.
That's fucking nuts. My head feels like it's gonna blow up.
Well, don't worry, we're almost done. Another Steam review from Sleek. To be honest, the only reason I played the first game was because of the loot boxes, and they just got rid of it in the second game, so it's not worth the $50.
That guy has a problem.
He just wants the loot. And then one more is Breadmon with 7 hours on, not recommend. A decent game ruined by greed. When I originally bought the game, it didn't need the extra Epic Games background service. After the most recent patch, when you load a game, it loads the background service from Epic Games. I'm unsure what it is, but I don't want it in my game, and it wasn't needed before. I just want my game. Yeah, people are mad about their spyware in the background.
Yeah, the fucking Temu service that's going on.
I just want to play Hot Wheels and not be get my identity stolen by a Chinese-based company.
Fuck. Dude, right. That's the thing. Console-only gamers don't understand this, but like, this is a problem that plagues the PC gaming market, is all of these fucking accounts. It sucks. And it doesn't make sense to you guys, but you gotta understand.
I don't even know if PC gamers understand how much telemetry is gained whenever they sign that EULA at the beginning of the Ubisoft games or whatever. It's like, I picked up, Dead Space, and there was an updated terms of service or whatever. And I'm like, great, here we go. They're getting my IP address. They're getting my exact location, what time I logged in, what time
what your computer is made of.
Exactly what I'm doing in game at this time. Be like, people in Texas usually make it to this point, then they log off, and then their Xbox goes in the lower power mode for approximately this time. Like, they get all that data. I don't know what they're doing with it, but they got it. And it's like, do I care? Not really. But would I prefer if they just didn't? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be tight.
All right, well, I don't have any more meat points for this. You got anything?
No.
All right, let's take a quick break, and then we can hit the final words. Music plays.
Tylenol or something.
Bum, 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 bum. Hot Wheels Unleashed TM2 Turbocharged. This is going to be a not recommend for me. Like, I don't know how you could think I would not say this is a not recommend. How could they fuck it up twice, Nave? Twice they fucked it up. It's Hot Wheels. I grew up with Hot Wheels.
It would be more confusing if the first game was immaculate and then they fucked it up, I think. If they fucked up once, then it's like, yeah, of course they'd fuck up again. Like, they're already on the track record.
No, but they knew. I don't know. Oh god. And at this point, the first game looks like a better game. Like, I would almost say go back and play the first one, and you'll have a better time than playing the second one. The second one plays better, but the first one has more cars. It has more, tracks and IPs and stuff. It's like multiverses, but cars. It's great. But then I look at this one, and I'm like, oh, it's technically a better game, but also I feel like this looks like, I don't know, like an indie Unreal Engine 5 racing game or something like that. That they just threw a bunch of asset flipped cars in, and they're like, go race. And I'm like, all right, I guess I will. I don't care about these cars. I don't care about unlocking them. And they said there's 130 of them. That's cool, I guess. There was like 700 something in the first game after it's, 3 years of age. I hated it. I hate this game.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I'm not going to recommend it, especially for $50. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Go do something else. I don't know. It's on Game Pass. Download it play it on cloud. It's on cloud. Play it for like an hour and be like, okay, I get it. And then fuck off. Go do something else.
I was saying is like with its current state, free to play could be an option for this. And it's like maybe have like a $50 license or something you can buy or something, and be like, hey, with the license you're able to do map creation or something like that, but otherwise you can only drive them on other people's maps, or I don't know. Like, the community is dead for this. Like, an average of 19 people a day playing your game that came out less than a year ago is not good.
Yeah, it took us a while to find multiplayer games too. We had one lobby with like 5 people in it, counting us, and then it dwindled down to one other person. We had to race with just me and you once.
Yeah. That sucks. And that's when it's on Game Pass. It's literally free for everyone's Game Pass. And it was a Friday night or something? Was it Friday night or Thursday night?
No, it was Thursday, because I had to go to that show.
Okay, so it was a school night, so maybe the children weren't on. But yeah. I'll give them a pass on that, I guess. Like, we can't count Thursday night. Maybe if we played on Friday nights, it'd be better. But the Steam charts don't look good, and our experience on Xbox wasn't great.
GG.
Yeah. All right, Nave. What are we playing next week?
Probably the dwarf game. I don't know.
Deep Space Galactic Rock, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to look into it. There's a lot of games. I haven't really looked at the schedule in a little bit to narrow down what we should be playing. So we'll have to figure it out. But thanks for joining
Final
us.
Final Fantasy eventually.
Which one? Final Fantasy 15? No, 15, 14?
Yeah, it looks cool. I've had it downloaded for a while because I thought I was going to play it by myself, but never mind. I'm playing Vanquish now.
I mean, I would have played it, but after I went through the account issues like you talked about, I just didn't play it. I think I installed it too. Like, I was like, I'm not dealing with this.
You're going to have to start vanilla with old Nave again.
I mean, that's fine. Maybe I'll play it in Japanese too. All right, but thanks for joining us. God, thanks for joining us this week, partners. Maybe next time we can all play some video juegos together.
Or hold cats for ransom.
Bye.